when a group of teens mocked Lily, a wheelchair-bound girl eating alone at a quiet diner. The staff turned a blind eye. But 30 minutes later, the door swung open, and in walked a man in leather with a booming voice, a hidden past, and a message that would silence the entire room. What happens next? Let's start the story. It was a slow Tuesday evening at Maggie's Diner, the kind of place where the clink of coffee cups and the hum of an old jukebox created the only background music, and the servers knew everyone by name. 17-year-old Lily sat at her usual booth by the window, her wheelchair tucked neatly against the table, a worn paperback novel in her lap, and a half-finished strawberry milkshake beside her. She came here every week after physical therapy, alone, always alone, but not because she wanted to be. Her condition, a neurological disorder that left her partially paralyzed from the waist down, often made people uncomfortable. They stared, whispered. Pity wasn't something she needed. Friends were. But they were hard to come by when you couldn't run, dance, or blend in. That night, her quiet bubble was shattered when a group of high schoolers, 3 boys and a girl, loud, bored, and full of self-importance, strolled in, ordering fries and taking a booth a few feet from Lily's. At first, it was just whispers and snickers. Then the girl in the group laughed a little too loud. "Hey," one of the boys said, his voice carrying. "Did you race the thing here?" Lily froze. She didn't look up. "Bet she's got nos in there," another one added, fast and not at all furious. Laughter erupted. The waitress, young, maybe new, hesitated behind the counter, clearly unsure whether to intervene. The other diners noticed but stayed silent, sipping their coffees and avoiding the confrontation. Lily's face burned, her hands trembling as she tried to focus on her book. But the ringleader wasn't done. He stood up, swaggered over, and pointed at her milkshake. "Mind if I have a sip? You know, you probably shouldn't be eating that. Might slow you down." His friends cackled behind him. Lily stared at him now, her blue eyes sharp despite the tears brimming. "I don't want any trouble," she said quietly. "Then why are you here?" he sneered. "Go eat somewhere you belong, like a hospital cafeteria." More laughter. The waitress looked like she wanted to cry. Nobody moved. Nobody stopped it, until the bell over the diner door jingled. Heads turned, and walked a man, tall, broad, and clad in a black leather jacket. His hair was shaved on the sides, his face framed by a thick beard peppered with gray. Boots thudded against the floor as he walked like he owned the world, or maybe like he'd survived enough of it not to care. He glanced around, taking in the scene. His eyes stopped on Lily, the trembling girl in the wheelchair, then on the boy standing over her, then back at Lily. "Is there a problem here?" the man asked, his voice deep, gravelly, and unshakable. The boy turned, feigning confidence. "No problem, old man. Just having fun." The man's face didn't change. "Looks like bullying to me." "What are you, the wheelchair police?" the boy mocked. His friends chuckled nervously. "No," the man said, stepping forward. "But I know a thing or two about respect, and right now you're fresh out of it." Something shifted in the air. Attention. The man turned to Lily. "You okay, kid?" She nodded mutely. The bully scoffed. "Look, we were just joking." "Let me tell you a story," the man interrupted, "about a girl I knew in Afghanistan. Lost both her legs to an IED. Thought her life was over. You know what she did? Got fitted for prosthetics, trained for 2 years, and became a Paralympic swimmer. Broke national records. You know what no one did while she was trying to rebuild her life? Laugh." The diner was silent now. Forks paused mid-bite. The teens shrank in their seats. "You don't know what people are fighting," he continued, eyes now boring into the boys. "You don't get to measure someone's worth by what you see." "Whatever, man," the boy muttered. "We're leaving anyway." "You'll apologize first," the man said calmly. The boy hesitated. Now, the group shuffled to their feet. The leader mumbled a barely audible, "Sorry," while avoiding Lily's eyes. The man stepped aside, letting them pass. They left quickly, and the diner exhaled. The man turned to Lily, his expression softening. "Mind if I sit?" She shook her head. He pulled out a chair, waved the waitress over, and ordered a coffee. "Name's Mike," he said. Used to ride with the 82nd Airborne. Now I just ride. He nodded toward her chair. And you, speed racer? That made her laugh, just a little. Lily. Nice to meet you, Lily. You got guts. Don't let punks like that make you forget it. She stared at him. Thanks for stepping in. Didn't do anything you didn't already handle. You stayed strong. That's harder than it looks. He sipped his coffee, eyes twinkling. Besides, Karma needed a ride, so I brought her. She smiled. For the first time in a long time, Lily felt seen. Not as a disabled girl, not as a victim, but as a person. Over the next 30 minutes, they talked. About books. About dreams. About strength. When Mike left, he handed her a small metal pin shaped like wings. Paratrooper tradition, he said, means you've got what it takes to jump, no matter what holds you down. She kept it in her lap as she rolled home, feeling lighter than she had in months. And the next week, when she returned to the diner, she wasn't alone. A new waitress smiled warmly. An elderly couple nodded, and Mike was already at the counter, saving her a seat. That day, Karma didn't just walk in wearing leather. She stayed, because someone finally had the courage to stand.